What's up YouTube, and welcome back to my YouTube series Why Are You Losing Your Ranked Games? Today we have a no ranked game. We have a game from this Sunday War Chief Club Finals. We have Tips AoE playing the Ottomans, and we have Gulidekel playing the HRE. We have the map EGC Lipany, and Tips is also streaming on Twitch. I will link his information below the video. And now let's dive into the game. So we have HRE versus the Ottomans. I think this is overall an even matchup, so both sides can really win. Let's see what the player is gonna do, and we can already see Tips is going up with his military school. He gathered 50 stone and is now building the military school. So that means he will have some early spearmen in Dark Age and try to disrupt the economy of Gulidekel a little bit here. So if you look at the spawn of HRE, he has double wood lines connected, so I guess the Aachen Chapel here makes most sense. You can also cover the stone in case you want to go for a double TC here. But let's see what he will do. First spearman is in production, and right now both players are just trying to age up to feudal age as soon as possible. So let's speed it up a little bit here and see what they do. If you check the map, food mostly forward for both players. That's mostly the case on the EGC Lipany version. Food is mostly in front or next to your TC. Yeah, so we can see here food is relatively far for both players, but because the Ottomans most likely going to be more aggressive, they can probably get the good food resources outside of the map. And let's see what HRE player is doing. So we can see he is aging up with the Aachen Chapel here, exactly the location I mentioned earlier. Maybe you could have even put it 2 tiles more out, so we can fit more farms around the town center. But I guess both Aachen Chapels make sense here. So the first spearman is on the way for Tips here. Probably trying to target the gold here right now, but right now he sees that there are no villagers on gold. So right now he is aware of the fact that a second TC could be an option. And we can see right now that Gulidekel already has 6 villagers on wood, and he is aging with 5. And yeah, there's the first villager coming out, going to the stone. So that means the HRE player is going for a second town center. Instantly puts the prelate inside. This is like a key thing for HRE. As soon as you finish the Aachen Chapel, you want to put the prelate inside to get most value out of your inspiration bonus. So Tips on the other side is aging up with the twin minaret, and now we can think about where can the HRE player place the second TC. First spearman is coming in, being a little bit annoying, but yeah, prelate is coming out, going to heal a little bit, going inside. The inspiration stays for 30 seconds, so even the prelate is now not in the chapel. You can see the villagers, or some villagers, are still glowing. So yeah, right now he should probably put the prelate inside again. But right now he only needs 80 more stone. So right now it's probably the safest option to stay here and heal a bit so you're not losing any villagers. So back to the TC location here. So what spots make sense here for the HRE player? First of all, he can place the TC here, be super passive, because if you place your TC here, you give up on any map control. But you can secure your gold, because the gold is super far outside of the TC range. It's also forward, and we can instantly see the TC is getting placed on the gold. So what does it mean? Right now there's nothing to punish for Tips. The gold is covered by the TC, wood is covered, and he has a few more sheep, and he can add farms. But what does this mean as well? So he could place a TC here, but he had to make an archery range first because the Ottoman player has 3 spearmen, so you can't place it. Oh, 1 villager might actually go down here. Oh, the step comes in and 1 villager goes down, so these early spearmen paid off already. A second villager might go down here. Is the healing coming in? Oh, okay, the healing is coming in. The second villager got saved. But again, oh, the fight is not over, but the healing is still on the villager. Tips trying to focus this one down, and the spearmen are going down in the end. So the TC will get up here. We lost 1 villager, but again, these units are for free. If you can trade them for 1 villager and force a lot of chaos and idle time, I guess it's always a worth trade. Okay, so on the other side, we can see Tips is having 6 villagers on goal, so that means he is trying to go fast castle age here. And let's talk about the TC location of the HRE again. So, if the HRE player places the TC here, he has to delay the TC a bit because he needs an archery range to deal with the spearmen. But I guess it is worth, because first of all you have deers and bears together, so you can secure like 3.5k food if you place your TC here. That also means if you place your TC there, you have food, so you don't have to make that many early farms. So you can make more army and don't have to gather too much wood in the early game. So he decided to go for TC here, so he has everything secured. He has to add farms, so on the other side. So we can see him right now. He is going for the double stable, so he's trying to get some map pressure with the horsemen. But again, the Ottoman player already has a military school set on Sipahi, so that means he already has some horsemen out of the field, and his units are for free. So that means he is not paying anything, they just take longer to produce because they come out of the military school. So, Tips here is going for fast castle age. I think that makes a lot of sense if the HRE player is going for a second town center and is only making horsemen, for example. So, because, why does it make sense? The Ottoman can just grab the vizier point, get the 2 imams out, and as soon as he hits castle age, he can instantly grab up the relics. And he has 2 military schools, that means he will have some map control, because he will get horsemen for free. So, if the HRE player is now trying to go for fast castle himself, he will end up not getting a lot of the relics, because first of all, Ottoman's castle age is gonna be earlier because HRE player went for a second TC. And he can have the imams out on the field in feudal age already. So as soon as he hits castle age, the imams can be already located on the relics and he can pick them up immediately. So, what can we do with this information? So, if the HRE player is trying to go with the Aachen Chapel, the Regnitz Cathedral here, he has to make more units and probably has to add a barracks here or 2 as well to get map control back. Because if he has the spearmen, he can cover the relics, because right now it's just horsemen versus horsemen. And the Ottoman player is getting them for free. So unless he's investing super hard into horsemen, the numbers will equal out a bit. So we can see right now the Ottoman player is already aging up to castle age. And from what I see here is the HRE player trying to do the same. So that means he will most likely, if Tips is not making any big mistakes, he will most likely end up getting maybe 1 or 2 relics only. Because he is already aging and he will probably, yeah, we can see the imams already, so he is about to grab the relics. So if the HRE player decided to go for 1 or 2 barracks here and maybe even an archery range on top, he can make units, he can make spearmen, he can make horsemen, he can try to raid a bit, because right now he sees already he is going up to castle age. So the HRE player is aware of the fact that relics will start to disappear. And right now he's not even aging it. So we can see Tips only has 3 Sipahi on the field. So if he had some horsemen here, the HRE player, he could have moved out on the map here, because the Ottoman player also has double stable, which is scouted here by the horsemen. So it's obvious he will make knights. So if you have spearmen right now, you can freely move out on the map. You can get some map control because you have spearmen, because if you go for a lot of spearmen, the Ottoman player can obviously not make pure knights and try to grab the relics. So if he went for spearmen, the Ottoman player has to add additional production buildings, aka barracks or archery ranges, to get archers or men-at-arms, to get some map control back. But right now, the first relic is already coming in, and the second relic is also picked up here. So that means only 3 relics are left on the map. And right now we can see the Ottoman player is pumping out knights, and he also set 1 military school to archers. So in case there are spearmen, he has 1 or 2 archers in the next minute to put some pressure on the spearmen and push them back. And right now we can see Tips is covering the 3rd relic in the middle of the map really good, because this is like the contested relic. We can see here, this relic in the south is super close to the HRE player, so he will most likely end up getting this one. And right now we can already see he is going up with the Regnets, so he is trying to get the relics himself. So Tips has 2 relics secured already. First one is banked, the second one is close to being banked, I guess. Yeah, the second one is here. Yeah, and the Imam is moving out again and trying to pick up the third. So what Tips is doing right now, he is covering this relic and he is covering this relic. He has a scout here and he has a Sipahi here. So that means this is the only relic right now that the HAE player can get, because Tips obviously has way more military at this point, because Gullideckel went for a fast castle himself, and we can see right now he has 4 stables. So he is trying to go with mass knights here, and we can see already Tips has 6 knights on the field, 4 more in production, and is already preparing crossbowmen. And he has a mangonel coming on top of this as well. So right now, HAE player is going for full knights, and Tips is already countering out his move. So right now we can see we have 3 relics for the Ottoman player and 2 relics right now being picked up from HAE. But this relic is probably not coming home. The knight is already here trying to stop the prelate from bringing home the relic. So yeah, with all this map control and the army lead, Tips will end up getting 4 relics. And that is what I was talking about earlier. Because Gullideckel went only for double stable and only horsemen. Unless he's making 15 or 20 horsemen, for example, he will not get the map control with only horsemen. Because as soon as the Ottoman player is castle age, he's just gonna make knights and just gonna beat your horsemen. So that is probably the first mistake in the plan from HRE here. Because with the way he played it, he will not be able to contest the relics, and if you go for the Regnant's Cathedral, you obviously want most of the relics. And with the Ottoman player having 4 relics, you plan to fail pretty hard here. And right now we can see the army difference already. We have 22 army for Tips, and we have 9 army for the HRE player, but 2 of them are prelates. So technically we have only 6 knights and 1 horseman. And yeah, Tips on the other side has more knights himself. On top of that, he has crossbow, Sipahi, and the mangonel. So yeah, right now Tips is in a pretty good spot. The only thing that's going for the HAE player right now is him having 20 villager lead. That is because of his early second town center as well. So right now HAE player got the better economy, but right now he has to try to defend the push that comes out from Tips here. And that's going to be hard because he has only stables. He even added a 5th stable. So right now he's on 5 stables, but we have so many knights already from the Ottoman player. So trying to match knights with knights only when you're behind already in the knight count, this is not going to work. So the HAE player needs a heavy army switch here. He's trying to go for some raiding, trying to do some damage on the Ottoman side, but he has 1 mangonel here already, and he can probably try to defend with his reinforcements, because he is fighting in his base, so his reinforcement will just deal with these few knights here. And they're also taking damage from the mangonel and the TC. So yeah, these units will end up getting cleaned up here. Might even take down 1 mangonel, so that's obviously a big thing to take it down. But on the other side, we can see Tips is in the economy of Gullideckel. So far he didn't kill too many villagers, but he's causing so much idle time. These farms are all empty, so right now there is no food income from the HAE player. These berries on top in front are idled. The berries behind the base run out, so basically there's no food income right now. So what is Tips doing right now? He is end up trading his army for his army. He also killed 8 villagers on top of that, but he is forcing so much idle time. So right now Gullideckel has no more income, so that means he is not able to reproduce any more units. And as I said, the raiding unit of the HAE player got cleaned up. Tips is also walling himself up now to secure himself, and he is mining some stone. So what is he mining stone for? Right now he has 2 military schools, so he either can go for a 3rd military school here, or he can also go for a 2nd TC here, which makes some sense because he is already 26 villagers behind. But again, he has map control. He can go for the juicy food. He is on the deers. He has more deers to grab. He can go for more berries in the west. And yeah, on the other side, the HE player is on 22 farms total already. So he invested like 1600 wood already to make his food transition. But on Lipini, there's so much food on the map. So right now, Tips is utilizing the map really well, going for these outside food resources. And he has the army lead on top. So right now, he's probably just trying to prepare another attack here. And he's also grabbing the sacred sites. So right now, there's also no chance for the HAE player to contest the sacred sites, because again, we have only knights, and the eco was idle for a while, so production was stopped. So we can see right now, Tips already has 10 crossbows, and HAE player is still going for full knights. And if you have a decent amount of crossbowmen, you will end up one or two shotting these knights. And we can see Tips is going for more crossbows himself, and is also adding some more knights. So we can see two more military schools are coming up. That means he went for the Vizier point. That gives him a free military school on top of it. So right now we have 4 military schools pumping out knights. He's probably getting set to knights, and one is going for the Mechter. So yeah. We are close to a 30 villager lead from the HAE player. So economically he's not in too bad of a spot. He is against 4 relics and 2 sacred sites though. But the problem is he is still making knights only. He's going for a defensive keep in his base right now to protect his farms. But this keep spot is probably not ideal as well. Because right now you will end up securing your farms in the back. But where are you getting wood from? This wood line is almost empty. So this is his next wood line. So I think a proper keep spot would have been here maybe. Delete this house, delete this mining camp, and just pull a lot of villagers. Get the keep up. You protect your farms as well, but you can also secure your wood income. But if you have no wood income, you cannot go for more production buildings, you can't add more farms, and you can not go for springles because you have to add siege against the mango nuts. There's obviously some smaller woodlines in the south, but yeah, you probably want to secure the big woodline here. And right now we can see we have triple sacred site for Tips. Second TC is being built, so he will not end up falling more behind economically. He is just going with the flow. So both players are on 2 town centers now, and the gap of 33 villagers will not grow. The only problem is right now we have 36 army for Tips, and we have 14 army only for the HE player. And again, he is going for pure knights only. And right now we have 21 crossbows on the field for Tips. So these knights won't do anything. They will just get one-shotted. And that's all they're gonna achieve. We can see the HE player is trying to get some more map control here with some more walls. But yeah, if you are that behind in the army count, there's no way these walls will stay up. So Tips is probably trying to go for a hard push. We can see he is still mining stone. So he is probably going to try to go for a keep. We can see another raid here in the Ottoman economy. But again, it's only 4 knights. They are injured already. And the crossbows will just clean them up. On the other side, Tips is getting this area back. He is starting to tower the outside of the HE base. And now he's going in for a big raid. He has 12 knights compared to 10 knights, but he also has 20 crossbowmen and a mangonel behind this. So right now, what Tips should do, he should probably just use his mangonel and fire on these farms. Because right now, this is the only food income for the HE player. So if these farms goes down and the wood access for the HE player is stopped, he has no way to gather any food. He decapped 1 sacred site though, so the pressure of losing to the sacred site counter is gone for the moment. But again, we can see Tips killed 23 villagers already. So by the time he finished his second town center, he was down 33 villagers. Right now, he's only down 19 villagers. So he did a good job attacking on the other side and equaling the economy count out. And right now we can see he is plus 40 army lead. And again, as I said already, he is mining stone, probably trying to go for a keep. He has 900 stone in the bank already, so that means he can go for a really offensive keep drop here, because right now there's no way for the HE player to stop it. He has 1 springle on the field, but he's losing it. So yeah, no counterplay again against the mangonel. The siege went down, And we can see the wood count for the HE player is really bad. He's trying to get some wood here on the south side, but Tips also playing really proactive here, securing map control, adding towers, get vision, deny resources. So far, really great play from Tips here. And right now, I talked about it, the offensive keep. I think this keep is probably a 10 out of 10 location for a keep. Not only you deny the woodline, you also idle out these 5 farms here. So if the HE player is not paying attention, first of all you kill 5 villagers, equal out the economy count even more, and also take down 5 more farms. So we can see a little fight on the right side here, but again, the army numbers are in such a big favor for Tips here, so there's no way, and we have only knights for the HE player. And even though he's only going for knights, Tips is outmatching him on the knight count. So at this point, it's really bad looking for the HE. So, because there is no army presence of the HE player, this keep will go up without any problem. And right now we can see already what I was talking about earlier. The farms are going to get idle and the villagers are even dying because the HE player is not realizing it. And what Tips is doing right now is probably what you call going for the kill move. He is adding an offensive siege workshop. He is also starting to mine out the resources of the HE player here. So this is really good when you are in such big of a lead. Because right now he starts to mine out the resources of the HE player, because this stone is next to the HE's base. So even if the HE player is getting back into this game, getting some more map control, taking an insane fight, the resources are gone because Tips is stealing him away of him. He's also on the stone on the right side. So yeah, what he's doing right now is really good. He's also upgrading these towers with some sprinkler emplacements. So he will deny a lot of future resource gathering from the HE player. And right now we can see he has 3 mangonels already, and right now he's going into trebuchets. So he is trying to finish the game right here, right now. And we can see we have 80 army compared to 30, and the HE player is now starting to add spearmen. But these spearmen should have been added like 15 minutes ago here. And right now, it's just too late. Like, you add spearmen now because you have no more gold access. But these spearmen should have been here way earlier. You could have gotten more relics. You could have gotten map control. And right now we can see Tips is just placing more and more keeps to defend the sacred site. And on top of that, he's also killing a lot more villagers because the HE player was trying to get some resources out of his outside of his base. But he has no right to do that at this point. If you're that far behind in army count, there's no way you will get the resources out on the map versus a good player. And we can see the first trebuchet is working on the Aachen Chapel. So he is trying to go for the landmark victory here. Second trebuchet is also in production, so that means he is really trying to take down the HE base. The HE player on the other side has to keep 1 trebuchet himself, but 1 trebuchet won't do too much, and with this wood access, it's going to be super hard for him to get any more siege out on the field, because siege is really wood heavy. And as I spoke about it earlier, if you place your keep here, you can probably try to secure the wood line a little bit more. You have more wood access, and this could be different. But with that, Tips is playing his cavalry really good, roaming around the map. He's on the right side of the HE base, his knights on the left side, so he's trying to attack on multiple locations at one point. We can see HE is trying to wall, but he doesn't even have the wood to finish the wall here, because Tips is controlling the map so good on the wood. So Gullideckel is really struggling here. And yeah, Tips is just waiting probably right now for his timing, where he says, okay, I'm that far ahead, I will just go in now. And that's just what we're waiting for right now. Maybe he's trying to get another keep up and go for a push and place another keep here. There are multiple options now. He's also attacking with a lot of knights on the south side. And again, right now the HE player has to move his entire army on this side of the map, because this is 20 knights, 23 knights. So as soon as Tips sees the army of HE player down here, he's probably going in. And right now we can see first landmark is already down. Emergency repair was forgotten here. so the HAE player could have saved his landmark a little bit longer. But this is like the worst case scenario if you're the HAE player. You have Sacred Sites running versus you, you have 6 minutes left, and on the same time the Ottoman player is pushing you. You lost 1 landmark already, you're losing more and more ground, and right now we can see we have 4 mangonels here, and we have 41 crossbows, and now Tips is trying to make a move in, trying to break through the next wall here. He's bringing his calf, so he's trying to go for one big fight here that ends the game. The mangonels are opening the wall here, and as soon as this wall is open, I expect Tips to go in here and try to look for a fight. And again, the sacred sets are running. We have 5 minutes, 30 seconds left for the sacred victory. We have 1 keep on the left sacred side, and the other sacred sites are not accessible for HAE because Tips has the map control of the entire right side of the map. And yeah, right now we can see Tips starting to burn down these buildings and farms from HAE. So he is denying more reinforcements if the production buildings are going down. You can also see the AoE healing because he went for the Imam Vizier point. So that means he has AoE healing on his units. And right now the big fight is happening, but we have 4 mangonels untouched, firing on all these units of the HAE player. So this is like a really bad fight for the HAE player. We can also see the mangonels of the HAE player going down, so there's no counterplay against the crossbowman right now. So Tips is playing a really good game here. And the HAE player says, okay, I'm out. GG, well played goes to Tips. He played a really good game. I think the HAE player made some minor mistakes. He should have went for more aggressive playstyle in the Feudal Age if he's planning to go for Reckless Cathedral. So if he's making more units, he is able to get map control if the Ottoman player is going for pure knights in the beginning. So yeah, I think if the HAE player went for Spearman, Horseman, he would have tried to attack the wood line from Tips and made the life for him a bit harder here. But overall, a really solid game from Tips here. He had his plan in his mind, what he wanted to do, and yeah, he executed it well. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. I hope to see you next time. Feel free to subscribe, and peace.